Presenting Superman. Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman! And now, Superman. Amazing figure from another world with powers and abilities never before realized by mortal men. When we last saw Superman in his disguise as young Clark Kent, reporter for the Daily Planet, he and his editor, Perry White, had just received a warning telephone message from a mysterious voice, which identified itself as the Yellow Mask. In exactly 24 hours, said the mask, the Daily Planet would be blown to 1,000 fragments. Horror-stricken, Kent and his chief stared at each other in the humming office. Then pandemonium. Sirens wailed in the streets. Police searched the building for bombs. Today, as our story opens, we find ourselves far from the doomed offices of the Daily Planet. Dr. Sven Dahlgren shows an unexpected visitor about his laboratory, explaining its wonders, and also explaining his latest invention. Listen.
Please do not touch that window frame.
So? It is not clean, perhaps. It looks clean.
Oh, yes, quite clean, but it is wired. It carries a powerful electric charge.
Most interesting. Are you also experimenting in electricity, Dr. Dahlgren?
You have come to see my latest discovery, have you not, Professor Schmidt?
Indeed.
And so have others. You are not the first. Others would not only like to see it, but gain possession of it.
No, I cannot believe it.
Oh, it's quite true, I assure you. For weeks past, ever since word got out of what I was doing, I've been annoyed, even threatened.
Threatened, Dr. Dahlgren? By whom?
I don't know. Queer voices over the telephone, mysterious visitors in the dead of night. Yes, that is why I had the laboratory wired.
But what do they want?
They want my invention. They realize that whoever owns it controls a practically unlimited power.
Unlimited power? Is that true?
Certainly, Professor Schmidt. Unlimited power for destruction. Which is why I'm determined to keep the discovery a closely guarded secret. In the world today, my friend, there is destruction enough. Men are at one another's throats like dogs gone mad. No, I will never be a party to war and bloodshed. But come, I waste time. Into this room. Professor, don't brush against the metalwork. There it is, on the table, Professor.
That is the machine. So small.
My latest development. Small, light, compact, but deadly. Now then, please stand exactly where you are. And watch closely what happens to that glass on the edge of the table. Watch.
It's amazing. The glass was shattered.
Now, watch that small steel ball.
Why, it's gone.
Vanished. Blown into atomic dust.
Then it's true. I didn't believe, but it's true.
Certainly it's true. Based on the power of atomic force. Everything in the universe has a certain vibration point, Professor Schmidt. My machine focuses a beam of vibrating infragamma rays wherever I choose to direct it.
And then?
Any object in the path of the beam begins to vibrate. At a certain point, depending on the object, atomic force is overcome, and the object simply disappears, explodes, if you like, into nothing.
Doctor, you say any object?
Any object whatsoever, at distances up to a mile.
Unbelievable, my dear doctor. Let me be the first to congratulate you.
Thank you.
You have done me a great service, Doctor. You have placed in my hands an instrument of destruction that will at last give me what I have been seeking. Absolute control of the world and every living thing in it.
What? What do you mean?
You have been horribly misled, Dr. Dahlgren. I am not Professor Schmidt of Hawthorne University. Mere men who work under me know me by quite another name. I am destined to become supreme ruler of the universe, and with this deadly machine.
Get out of my laboratory! Get out before I...
You won't do anything, Doctor. Not if you value your life. This gun I hold in my hand is fully loaded. Take care.
You're mad, utterly mad. How far do you think you'll get with that machine? The police will...
Beyond the reach of the police, I assure you. I have laid my plans with great care, Doctor. First, I shall destroy the building which houses one of your great newspapers, because a reporter on that paper foiled my plans in the West and succeeded in jailing 2 of my men. When that is done, I will go about the task of creating for myself the position I rightfully deserve. Emperor of the world. And now I must go.
Put that machine down! Put it down, I tell you! Michael, stop him!
No. No living thing can stop me now. Goodbye, Doctor.
Don't let him get away! Michael!
Doctor, what's happened?
Catch him, Michael, catch him!
Doctor, what's the matter? You're pale.
He got away with the atomic beam, Michael. Do you know what this means? That lunatic, he has in his hands the power of life and death. He is a walking symbol of death.
Where is Clark Kent? The minute he gets back, send him in.
Here I am, Mr. White.
Oh, Kent, where have you been?
Down in the cellar helping the police.
Turn up anything? Any sign of a bomb?
Not a thing, Mr. White. We combed the building from top to bottom. Anything turn up here?
Not so far. What's the time?
It's 4 o'clock. If that fellow really meant business, we've only got about 2 hours to go.
Call in your office, Mr. White.
Oh, thanks, Lois. Oh, by the way, Kent, I don't think you know Miss Lane. Lois, this is Clark Kent.
Oh, how do you do?
You wait here till I get back, Kent. I won't be a minute.
Oh, the boy wonder, huh?
Why, Miss Lane, what do you mean?
They tell me you talked yourself into a job, went out west, and came back with the biggest story of the month, all in less than a week.
Well, I guess I was pretty lucky.
I'll say you were lucky. Now you're the white-haired boy, eh?
I'm afraid I don't quite understand.
Got the old man hypnotized. He thinks you're Horace Greeley.
I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, don't act so dumb. All this nonsense about a time bomb in the cellar. What's the big idea?
Miss Lane, I only wish I knew.
You mean to tell me you didn't make it up out of your head?
I certainly did not.
I don't believe it. Well, now what's the matter?
Listen. Don't you hear something?
I hear the presses in the basement.
No, outside. Pardon me a minute. Come to the window. Now. Don't you hear anything?
What do you think you hear?
A plane. There's a plane out there flying low.
Well, I'll be... Now, look, Mr. Kent, this is a big town. You'll find quite a few planes flying around here all day and all night. If it bothers you, you better go back to the farm.
No, really, I
Yes,
mean it.
really, I mean it, too. Tell the old man about your big discovery. Here he comes now.
Well, anything new?
Yes, you're a star reporter. Heard a
It
plane.
was flying pretty low, Mr. White.
Well, what of it? Oh, I got a job for you, Lois.
Yeah, good job.
No. Go out and interview a scientist. Human interest stuff.
Who is he and where?
Dr. Sven Dahlgren. Got his own laboratory out on Haven Avenue. Look the number up in the book.
Who is he, Mr. White?
What's on his mind?
Leading American investigator in the field of atomic energy.
Must we, Chief?
Yeah, come on, get going, Lois. Get going. This paper's always been tied in with science. We've been after Dahlgren for a long time, and now he comes to us.
Why?
Well, he said somebody stole a new machine he invented. I couldn't make much sense out of it, but he seemed pretty worried. Wanted me to rush a story into print.
What's the matter with the police?
I suggested that, but he said he needed more than the police. Sounds cracked, but it may make a yarn. On your way, Garley.
Oh, all right, if you say so, Mr. White. I'll get right out there. So long, Mr. Star Reporter.
You come with me, Kent, into the office. I can't stand much more of this.
I know, Mr. White. It's nerve-wracking, this yellow mask business.
Worse than that. I don't know whether to believe it or not.
If we could only get a lead.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't give it a second thought. Just another crank. But I don't know, Kent. I swear I don't know. What's the time now?
5 after 4. Don't keep thinking about the time, Mr. White.
Confound it, what else can I think of? 2 hours more, and we may get blown to glory. What do you think?
About the yellow mask?
Can he do what he says?
Well, let's hope he can't, Mr. White.
But you're afraid he can. And the devil of it is, so am I. Now, if it hadn't been for that business out west...
Well, maybe you ought to empty the building.
No. You want us to be the laughingstock of the city? Suppose nothing happens.
On the other hand, suppose something does.
Well, they can't intimidate me. If the yellow mask means business, he'll find us right here at 6 o'clock. City room, White.
Mr. White, this is Dr. Dahlgren speaking.
Yes, Dr. Dahlgren. One of our best people is on the way to your laboratory right this minute.
No, that is not why I call. I wanted to tell you.
Yes?
The man who stole my atomic beam machine mentioned a newspaper. He said,
Yes? What did he say?
something about destroying a newspaper.
What's that again? Listen, Doctor! Hello, Dahlgren! Hello!
Yes, Mr. White.
I was cut off. Get me Dr. Dahlgren at his laboratory, quick!
Sorry, Mr. White. I'll call you.
We were cut off.
No, he was cut off. I'm sure of it.
You heard all that?
Mr. White, that scientist, what was he working on?
I don't know. Some kind of a gadget to release atomic force.
A machine?
I imagine so. Why?
Don't you see, Mr. White? There's our lead. The man who broke in and robbed him was the Yellow Mask.
Kent, I think you're right. Dahlgren just said the burglar mentioned destroying a newspaper.
And I must be right. Now, look here. We've searched the building and haven't found a thing. No packages, no wires. If the Daily Planet is going to be blown up, it's got to be done outside. Maybe up above. That airplane.
Airplane?
It was flying too low for a transport. Mr. White, that plane was spying out the lay of the land. And at 6 o'clock with Dr. Dahlgren's machine, they'll come back again and...
Hello, Dahlgren?
I'm sorry, Mr. White. Dr. Dahlgren's telephone is out of order.
Kent, do you hear that? Dahlgren's line is dead.
Cut. That settles it, Chief. I'll be seeing you later.
Kent, where are you going?
After Miss Lane. Something's wrong at Dahlgren's. If it's the mask, well, there's not much time to stop him. So long.
Hey, kid, what's your hurry?
Yeah, got another front page scoop, Kent?
Oh, thank heaven. The locker room's empty. Quickly now. Out of these clothes. It's Superman's turn now. Oh, someone's coming. The window. Out. And up. Up. Not much time left. Got to find Miss Lane. Find out what's happened at Dahlgren's and stop the Yellow Mask. Higher we go. Higher. And faster. Faster. Faster.
Deadly peril hangs over the offices of the Daily Planet. Already the Yellow Mask is in possession of a mighty and terrible weapon. Time is growing short. But Superman is on the way. Powerful form streaking through the night sky, red cape whistling in the wind. Can he arrive in time? And what new unforeseen danger is already creeping in on the laboratory of Dr. Dahlgren, with Lois Lane about to enter, all unknowing? It is some time after 4. On the stroke of 6, the Daily Planet, its building, its presses, and its staff will be blown to fragments unless Superman can solve the plot in the short time that remains. As Superman wings his way over the dimly glowing city, Lois Lane, the Daily Planet's girl reporter, is already at Dr. Dahlgren's laboratory, interviewing the scientist on the loss of his newly invented atomic beam, which the Yellow Mask has stolen. But even as the scientist and the girl sit talking, hidden eyes are watching them, and unheard voices pass and repass on an unseen secret relay. Listen.
Yes, this is the Yellow Mask. This is Michael reporting from the laboratory. The girl has arrived and is talking with the doctor. We are ready. When the signal comes, close the sliding doors and leave the rest to me. Then join us at the airport. Do you understand? Yeah, I understand. There won't be no mistake this time. That's good. I have sworn to blow up the newspaper as the clock strikes 6. The Yellow Mask does not fail.
And to my great relief, Miss Lane, after calling your newspaper, I discovered that this demented individual who had stolen my atomic beam machine had stolen nothing but a box of wires and rheostats, utterly useless to him.
What do you mean?
Well, the machine cannot operate unless it is loaded with atomic cylinders, small steel capsules containing the energy necessary to work the beam. I recalled that I had placed only 2 of the cylinders in the machine to demonstrate it, and both were fired.
But you have other cylinders, haven't you?
Oh, yes, but they're well protected. Look in there. What do you see?
What? It seems to be a sort of inner room.
And what is at the extreme end?
Let me look. Why, it's a safe. A huge safe built into the wall.
And in that safe are a dozen atomic cylinders and a duplicate of the stolen machine.
You had 2 machines?
Oh, yes, a new one and an old one. That madman stole the new one. But never mind. Keep looking, Miss Lane. What do you see now?
Why, there are 2 doors rolling right out of the wall.
Yes, exactly. Massive steel doors, Miss Lane, which cut off every part of the laboratory. The pair that you're looking at cut off the strong room. Now they roll back again.
What made them open?
Ah, I did something. You didn't see what, eh? Good, that's part of the secret.
Oh, Dr. Dahlgren, this will certainly make a story. Now, tell me about the machine, the atomic beam. Why do you think it was stolen?
Miss Lane, if I were a man gone mad with lust for power, determined to dominate the entire world, I could ask for no greater weapon than the Dahlgren atomic beam.
Good heavens, do you really mean that?
I do. That is why my secret will never be published unless I am assured the atomic beam can be used to benefit humanity and not destroy it.
Can you tell me how the machine works, Dr. Dahlgren?
Why, yes. The Dahlgren atomic beam, Miss Lane, is based on the almost limitless power of atomic energy. In the first place...
Ought to be getting there now. Deserted part of town, all right. Oh, I think I see a car. That's it. Lois's car, parked at the curb. I'll drop down on the roof, slip downstairs, and enter Dahlgren's house as Clark Kent, reporter. Down! Down! Now then, down below. Wait a minute. What's that? Coming through the wall. Nobody else could hear it, but I can. It's a voice. A voice traveling on a radio relay.
Yes, this is the Yellow Mask. What now? This is Michael, reporting from the laboratory. No change. We are almost ready. Remember, when I give the signal, close the doors. No more now.
The Yellow Mask. Somewhere near here. And Michael. Who's Michael? And if I have any luck, I may find out from Dahlgren.
Yes?
Dr. Dahlgren, I'm Clark Kent of the Daily Planet.
Oh, yes. Come in, Mr. Kent. My man must be busy.
Thank you. You were talking to Mr. White, my editor, and something happened to the line.
We were cut off.
So I came right down to find out what you wanted to say. It may be important. Oh, hi, Miss Lane.
Well, Mr. Star Reporter, couldn't you find anything to do but come and horn in on my story?
Well, I see you're old
I'm
friends.
sorry, Miss Lane. This came up just after you left. Dr. Dahlgren, the Daily Planet has received a very dangerous threat from an unknown source.
A threat, Mr. Kent? What kind of a threat?
An escaped lunatic, Doctor. Someone who threatens to blow up the entire works at 6 o'clock tonight.
Doctor, the man who broke in here and made off with your invention. You told my editor he said something about destroying a newspaper. Do you remember what it was?
I remember quite well, Mr. Kent. He had picked up the machine, my new model of the atomic beam, and as he held me under his gun, he said, "First, I shall destroy the building which houses one of your great newspapers."
Dr. Dahlgren, did he mean the planet?
Well, my dear Miss Lane, I haven't any idea which...
Tell me, Doctor, could he make good that threat against the newspaper?
Mr. Kent, he could make good that threat against the world.
And we have 1 hour or less to run him down.
Well, I wouldn't worry, Mr. Kent.
Not worry.
Fortunately, as I have already explained to Miss Lane, and as I tried to tell your editor before we were cut off, the model which was stolen will not work.
What? Dr. Dahlgren, what do you mean?
Just this. By a lucky chance, the stolen machine was not loaded with the cylinders necessary to make it work.
Well, then you mean the newspaper's safe. It won't be blown up.
Not by the Dahlgren atomic beam. Wait, I will point out what I mean.
Just a second, Dr. Dahlgren. I'd like to ask you a question.
Certainly, Mr. Kent.
Is your name Michael? Or is there anyone in this house whose name is Michael?
Why, yes. Why do you ask that?
Don't you like the name Michael, Mr. Kent?
Who is it, Doctor?
Michael is the name of my servant. Why, Mr. Kent?
Nothing. I merely wondered. You were going to show us your invention, Dr. Dahlgren.
Oh, yes, to be sure. If you'll excuse me for a moment. No, stay right where you are. I'll get it out of the safe and bring it here.
Well, are your worries about being blown sky high quite laid to rest, Mr. Kent? You thought the paper would be blown up tonight, didn't you?
You know I did.
And yet you take the first chance you get to run out like a rat and leave the rest of them there to face whatever happens.
Oh, now look here. Mr. White sent me out on this assignment.
Yeah, I bet he didn't have to urge you much.
Oh, don't think that about me, Lois, please.
I can stand freshness and amazing luck and even boasting, but not cowardice, Mr. Kent. What are you doing?
I'm telephoning the office. Hello, operator. Operator!
Have you forgotten the phone's out of order?
Thought they might have fixed it. They haven't.
Well?
That wire. It goes through a conduit into the next room, and it's slack, loose. It comes away in my hand. Look!
What?
Lois, that wire was cut off clean by someone in this house while Dr. Dahlgren was talking to Mr. White. By someone who didn't want Dahlgren to reveal any information.
Well, don't stand there like that. What do you think it means?
It means the thief knows that model won't work. He's found it out. Oh, where is Dr. Dahlgren? What's taking him so long?
Oh, Kent, the doors! The doors!
What doors? What are they doing?
The doors, they lead into the other rooms, and Dr. Dahlgren's inside.
Oh, what of it? Maybe he did it himself.
Doctor Dahlgren, are you all right? Dr. Dahlgren!
What are you doing? Let go of me! Get away from that safe, Michael! Michael!
Oh, Kent, someone's in there with him. Something's wrong. Oh, Kent, do something. Don't just stand there.
Well, I can't. There's nothing I can do.
Look out! Look out!
An explosion inside that room. Dynamite or nitroglycerin. Lois! Lois, are you all right?
I'm all right. Just stand.
Now, Lois, run down and bring the police. Phone the paper, quick.
What are you going to do?
I'll stay here. Maybe I can get in there. Go on, now run.
I'll be back, Kent. Wait for me.
I think it's time Superman took a hand. Clark Kent could never get through those steel doors. I had to get Lois out first, though. Now then. There they go. Almost through. They're springing out at the sides. I'll just grab hold of the edges and pull them out of the walls. Now! Doctor. Dr. Dahlgren. He's unconscious. And when he comes to, he'll see Clark Kent.
Kent, is that you? The safe. Look at the safe and the wall.
They blew the safe and got out through a hole in the wall. Dr. Dahlgren, who was it? Could you see?
I don't know. When I came in, they threw a cloth over my head. Kent, look. They came back. They found the machine wouldn't work. The cylinders were in the safe.
Doctor, the safe. It's empty.
Quite empty, gentlemen. The Dahlgren atomic beam will now be put to work.
That voice. Who is it? Where is it coming from?
It's a dictaphone outlet. Somewhere in the wall. I'll track it down.
Save yourself the trouble, Mr. Kent. We are leaving immediately. It's 5:30. You will remember what happens at 6. The Yellow Mask does not break his word.
Half an hour to go, 30 flying minutes, while mysterious planes drone high in the air over the office of the newspaper. Lois Lane has been sent to bring the police and warn the paper. Sirens wail as squad cars race toward the scene of the explosion. Meanwhile, the Yellow Mask himself watches grimly from a secret hiding place, waiting for the uproar to die down. Listen.
So the sound of the explosion has brought the police like bees to a honeypot. Very well, I shall wait until I am ready to leave, and then all of the police in the city will not stop me. Are both cars waiting?
All ready when you give the word, Chief.
Good. Who's this, Michael? Who's that with you?
I got a visitor for you, Chief.
You let me go. Put me down.
That girl, where did she come from?
She belongs to the fella from the newspaper. After the explosion, she went for the cops. I seen her coming down the stairs, and I thought maybe we'd better hang on to her.
You beast. Let me go.
Excellent, Michael. Well done indeed. Put her in the second car with the machine.
I won't go.
Bring her to the airport, Michael. Put her in the plane.
You heard what he said. Come along. Take it,
I
Joe.
won't. Stop. Put me down.
What'll you do with it, Chief?
That young man Kent has annoyed us before. I shall take no chances this time. If he hinders my plans in the next half hour, he signs this girl's death warrant. Start up the car.
And meanwhile, back in the laboratory of Dr. Dahlgren.
Oh. Kent, how did they know? Who told them when to come?
To steal the cylinders?
Yes.
Dr. Dahlgren, you remember I asked you if there was anyone named Michael hereabouts?
Yes, my servant. I've had him for years.
Well, Michael betrayed you to the Yellow Mask. He had a dictaphone in every room of the laboratory and told them of every move you made.
Michael did that? Where is he?
I don't know, probably following the mask. And that's where I'm going, too.
No, Kent, don't leave me. Come back.
Doctor, you'll be all right. The police are on the stairs right now. Sorry, I can't wait.
Hey, what goes on in here?
What's the trouble?
It can't go down. It's got to be up. Maybe the next landing. This'll do it. Out of these clothes. There. Up for the window. What's the time? Where's that clock? Good thing I can see in the dark. 25 minutes to 6. 25 minutes to find the Yellow Mask, or else... I don't know. Not much time, but here we go. Up! Up! One of two things. He's either going back to town or out to an airport. But first, I must warn White to clear the building just in case. Faster! Faster! 25 minutes.
Quarter to 6. Oh, Lord, Lord. Where is Miss Lane? Where's Kent? Steady, Rome. White.
My friend, this is the Yellow Mask.
Mike. Miss Smith. Trace this call.
Don't trouble yourself, Mr. White. You cannot stop me now, nor can Mr. Clark Kent. If he is there, tell him that Miss Lois Lane is with me.
What? Lois Lane? You've got Lois?
Miss Lane is my hostage in my plane. If you or Kent or anyone else interferes with me now, Miss Lane will leave my company without a parachute. Goodbye.
Yes, Mr. White. We're tracing the call. I will let you know where.
No time. Oh, Lord, that devil means to drop Lois out of an airplane. Oh, Kent, is that you? Where have you been, man?
Never
Where have you
mind
been?
where I've been, Mr. White. Is Miss Lane here?
Kent, just this second, a call came from the mask. He's got an airplane, and he's got Lois.
What?
It's true. What did you find out at Dahlgren's?
Mr. White, it's bad. The mask got away with the atomic beam machine. He can wipe us out in a second.
What? Where are you going?
Call the nearest flying field, the one on the point. I can be there in 8 minutes. Have them warm up a plane.
You can't fly. What are you going to
Yes,
do?
I can, and I will. So long, Mr. White. I'm not running out on you.
Kent, wait!
It's our
wait.
only chance, and I'm taking it. If you don't hear from me by 2 minutes of, there's nothing we can do. All alone in the hall. Out of these clothes. No time for opening windows. Last chance, Mask. But Superman still has time. If you can fly, so can I. I'll get to the field and take a plane myself. Faster! Faster!
What are you going to do with me?
Just sit where you are, my dear Miss Lane, for the time being. What's the clock say, Michael?
5 to 6.
Remove the cover from the atomic beam. Wait a minute. What's that behind us?
Too dark to say for sure. Looks like another plane.
Fools. Didn't believe me, eh? Well, I soon will. Look down, Michael, and tell me where we are.
Over the Daily Planet building.
Watch it, Michael. It will not be there long.
You beast! You fiend! What are you going to do?
Pay off a few scores, Miss Lane. All right, Michael. It works. The machine works. Now then, Michael, back over the planet building.
Any news from Kent? What's the time?
Kent hasn't called in so far, Mr. White. Wait a minute. Hey, anybody got a call from Kent?
No, nothing here.
Not so far, Mr. White.
All right, never mind that. What's the time?
Why, you asked me that just a minute ago.
I know I did. What's the time now? Miss Smith, what's the time?
3 minutes of 6, Mr. White.
Three minutes of 6. No time left now. There they are. Got to scare them off. All right, Mask. Here I come.
Hey, Chief, that other plane's right behind us.
Never mind the other plane. It's 2 minutes of 6. Swing down over the Daily Planet building.
All right. I got to bank and head back again. Here we go.
Please observe, Miss Lane. Once again, the whine of the atomic generators.
Oh, stop! You can't mean to do it. You won't.
Hey, look, Chief. The other plane's right on our tail.
I'll take care of that. Come here, Miss Lane.
Oh, let me go.
I told your friends what would happen if they got in my way now. Michael, release the door.
It's open. Just throw the cat.
Stop! Stop!
I said if they came too close, I warned them. Come here, girl.
No! No!
Hey, Chief, watch out. He's going to crash us.
Too late. Out you go, Miss Lane. Out that door. There.
Look out! Look out!
Michael, down, down. Dive on the building. I'm throwing the switch of the atomic beam.
Look out! Look out! He's right on top of us! Here we come!
There. I crashed the planes. Jumped clear. That'll take care of the Mask. But Lois, she's falling. Plunging down 2,000 feet. Got to catch her. Down, down. 1,500. 1,000. 800. 500. 200. There she is. Now. Now. Ah, got her. She's safe. Now up. Up and away.
Whooping down, Superman saves Lois in the nick of time and bears her away to safety. Next morning, in the offices of the Daily Planet.
Well, Lois. Come in, sit down. That was quite an experience you had last night.
I tell you, Mr. White, I don't understand it. They threw me out of the plane, and I remember falling. That's all I do remember, clearly.
Well, that's almost enough. I imagine we all owe our lives to your friend, Clark Kent.
Clark Kent? What did he do?
Most amazing. At the very last minute, he went up in a plane, rammed the mask just as he was about to touch off that infernal machine, and came down by parachute, just as you did.
As I did? Well, I don't remember any parachute.
You don't think you swam down, do you?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's all very hazy, but at the last minute, I seem to recall that a man appeared out of nowhere, just flying in the air.
You probably saw the mask falling out of his plane.
Oh, no, this wasn't that kind of a man. He wore a long red cape, and he just took me in his arms and carried me away.
Oh, you're dreaming, Lois. Well, look who's here. Come in, Kent.
Good morning, Mr. White. Good morning, Miss Lane.
Oh, good morning. If you'll excuse me, Mr. White.
I don't know what Miss Lane has against me.
Oh, you mustn't mind her. Kent, I can't thank you enough for what you did. You saved all our lives.
Oh, I was just lucky, Mr. White. Crashed the planes and came down by parachute. Oh, by the way, was anything left of the mask's plane?
Nothing left of either the plane or the mask. Dr. Dahlgren's machine was ruined, too. Incidentally, he called earlier this morning to thank you and tell you that he's destroyed the duplicate of that machine and the plans for building it. He thought you'd approve.
Oh, I do. It was much too dangerous a device in the hands of the wrong person.
Oh, say, Kent, there's something been bothering me.
Yes?
Lois seems to think she was rescued by a man in a red cape, a Superman who flew through the air. Now, you remember that Western story you covered? There were rumors about such a man, red cape, flying through the air. Now, do you think...
It's too silly to talk about, Mr. White.
I know, but...
Hey, Mr. White, about that fire in the Sterling building.
Yeah, what about it? Don't go, Kent.
Just got a phone call. They think there's a girl trapped on the 20th floor.
What? A girl trapped? Can't they get her out?
Can't reach her.
Mr. White, let me cover that story. Maybe...
Maybe what?
Well, maybe I can do something. Can I cover it?
Sure, but if the fire department can't reach her, what do you think you can do?
What does Clark Kent mean to do? Does he intend to assume the blue costume and red cape of Superman and attempt a daring rescue of the trapped girl in broad daylight? Does he dare reveal himself as Superman before the thousands of people watching the fire in the street below? What will happen? Tune in next time and find out. And remember, don't miss the next installment of Superman.
Up in the sky. Look! It's a bird.
It's a plane!
It's Superman!
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.